Welcome to the video. Today we're diving into the 7 attitudes of a person who only uses you and doesn't truly care about you. These are the people who may seem supportive or kind on the surface, but their actions reveal otherwise. In this video, we'll break down these behaviors so you can recognize when someone is only interested in what you can offer, not in who you are. If you've ever felt taken advantage of, or if you've questioned someone's true intentions, you're not alone. Let's uncover the signs to look out for, protect ourselves from emotional manipulation, and ensure we surround ourselves with people who genuinely value us. Make sure to stick around for each point. You might be surprised by what you learn. Number 1. Inconsistent communication. Inconsistent communication occurs when information shared by an individual or organization is unclear, sporadic, or contradictory, leading to misunderstandings and confusion. This issue can arise from misaligned messages, infrequent updates, or shifting priorities that are not clearly explained. For example, when leadership in a company fails to provide regular updates on project changes, employees might feel unsure about their tasks and hesitant to take action, fearing they might work on outdated information. Similarly, when instructions from one department contradict those from another, it creates confusion that can delay progress and reduce productivity. Inconsistent communication affects not only the immediate recipients of the information, but also the broader team dynamics and work culture. People tend to rely on clarity and predictability to stay motivated and focused, and unclear communication disrupts this, often leading to frustration or disengagement. This can create a cycle where team members lose confidence in the information they receive and hesitate to seek clarification, fearing they will receive conflicting answers. Organizations can address inconsistent communication by establishing clear channels and setting standards for regular, transparent updates. For example, implementing weekly check-ins or progress reports can help ensure that everyone has up-to-date information and understands their roles. Additionally, fostering a culture where questions and clarifications are encouraged can reduce the impact of occasional communication lapses. Leaders should strive to align messages across departments to prevent mixed signals. Consistent communication not only helps with daily tasks, but also builds trust, as employees are more likely to feel valued and informed, contributing positively to their engagement and the organization's overall success. Number 2. Self-centered conversations. Self-centered conversations often arise when one person dominates the dialogue, focusing mostly on themselves with little regard for the other participants' thoughts or feelings. This kind of interaction can be frustrating, as it creates a one-sided experience that lacks genuine engagement. People who steer conversations towards their own experiences or achievements often miss out on truly connecting with others. Instead of building rapport, they inadvertently push people away, as the other person may feel unvalued or even invisible. A self-centered conversationalist may frequently interrupt, neglect to ask follow-up questions, or steer the topic back to their interests. For instance, if someone shares a personal story, the self-focused person might respond with a similar experience of their own, rather than acknowledging the initial story. This behavior isn't always malicious. Sometimes it's driven by excitement or a desire to relate. However, it prevents authentic communication, where both participants can express themselves equally. In contrast, a balanced conversation involves active listening, empathy, and curiosity about the other person. Asking open-ended questions, giving thoughtful responses, and showing genuine interest can foster a more meaningful exchange. By allowing space for both voices, conversations become opportunities for mutual understanding and connection. To avoid self-centered conversation habits, self-awareness is key. Taking a moment to reflect on one's conversational patterns can reveal areas for improvement. By consciously choosing to listen more and speak less about oneself, individuals can enhance their relationships and enjoy richer interactions. While everyone naturally shares personal experiences, balancing this with a sincere interest in others can transform conversations from one-sided to engaging and mutually rewarding exchanges. Number 3. Disregard for your boundaries. Disregarding personal boundaries can significantly impact one's well-being and self-respect. Boundaries are the limits individuals set to protect their emotional, mental, and physical health, as well as their personal values and comfort levels. When someone disregards these boundaries, it can feel like an invasion of one's personal space or autonomy, often leaving individuals feeling undervalued or disrespected. This disregard can manifest in various forms, from pushing for extra hours at work, to making unwelcome comments on personal matters, or dismissing one's need for time alone. Such behavior sends the message that one's feelings, time, and autonomy don't matter, which can be detrimental to one's self-worth and trust in relationships. Healthy relationships, whether personal or professional, thrive on mutual respect and an understanding of each person's boundaries. When boundaries are overlooked or ignored, people may experience anxiety, frustration, and even resentment. Over time, this can erode the quality of the relationship, leaving one party feeling controlled or manipulated. Setting clear boundaries is essential for establishing a sense of safety and respect, and standing up for these boundaries is a key component of self-care. Effective communication plays a vital role in enforcing boundaries. Being assertive about one's limits may be uncomfortable, but is necessary to prevent further boundary violations. When one expresses their needs and preferences clearly, they allow others an opportunity to respect these limits. People who respect boundaries contribute to a positive, balanced relationship, fostering trust and understanding. Ultimately, respecting personal boundaries strengthens connections and enhances the quality of relationships, allowing individuals to feel valued and safe in their interactions. Number 4. Lack of genuine appreciation. In many aspects of life, people seek genuine appreciation, a deep, heartfelt acknowledgement that their efforts or presence matter. However, genuine appreciation is becoming increasingly rare, often overshadowed by superficial gestures or empty compliments. This lack of sincere recognition can lead to feelings of discouragement, low morale, and a decline in productivity, especially in personal relationships and workplaces. When appreciation is not genuinely expressed, people can feel undervalued or taken for granted. This impacts their emotional well-being, eroding trust and commitment. In professional settings, for instance, employees frequently encounter token expressions of thanks that feel more obligatory than sincere. Over time, these shallow gestures can foster resentment or disengagement, as employees sense that their contributions are not truly recognized. When praise lacks authenticity, it often fails to motivate or inspire, limiting an individual's drive to contribute their best work. Similarly, in personal relationships, the absence of real appreciation can create emotional distance. Simple yet meaningful gestures that convey sincere gratitude, like a warm thank you, an acknowledgement of someone's efforts, or a note of appreciation, have a powerful impact but are often neglected. This need for authentic recognition points to a deeper, universal desire to be seen, valued, and understood. People thrive when they feel genuinely appreciated. It reinforces their sense of purpose and strengthens interpersonal bonds. Without it, relationships can weaken, motivation wanes, and people might begin to question their own worth. Cultivating authentic appreciation, then, is not only beneficial to individuals, but essential for creating supportive environments where people feel respected and valued. When we consciously make the effort to show real gratitude, we create a positive ripple effect, fostering environments where everyone can feel appreciated for who they are and what they contribute. Number 5. Disappearing. Act. Disappearing Act is a one-act play that explores themes of identity, escapism, and the human desire to vanish when life feels overwhelming. The story unfolds with a character named Max, who is struggling with the monotony of daily life, feeling trapped in routines and expectations that no longer resonate. The play opens with Max at the edge of a vast, deserted field, symbolizing both isolation and the freedom that comes with the unknown. Max begins a series of monologues reflecting on the moments that have led to this point of feeling disconnected. From a job that feels stifling, to relationships that feel surface level, to dreams that seem farther away with each passing day. As the play progresses, Max encounters a mysterious figure, known only as the Guide. The Guide appears at unexpected moments, leading Max on a journey through memories, imagined futures, and a landscape that becomes increasingly surreal. At times, they discuss the idea of disappearing completely, erasing all responsibilities, memories, and connections to start fresh. Each dialogue with the Guide teases out Max's conflicting desires for freedom and belonging, exploring what it means to vanish not just physically but emotionally and mentally. In the climax, Max is faced with a decision: to fully embrace this disappearing act, or to return and confront the parts of life that have caused so much discontent. The play concludes ambiguously, leaving the audience to interpret whether Max has chosen to disappear or to reintegrate with a newfound sense of self. Disappearing Act asks the audience to consider their own lives and the ways they might be tempted to retreat when faced with hardship, while also urging them to reflect on the courage it takes to face reality and find meaning within it. Number 6. Manipulative compliments. Manipulative compliments are insincere praises that serve a hidden agenda, often used to influence, control, or get something in return. Unlike genuine compliments, which aim to uplift or recognize others, manipulative compliments come with strings attached, using flattery as a subtle tool of persuasion. These compliments often target insecurities or desires, creating a false sense of validation. For example, if someone praises a coworker's problem-solving skills right before asking them to take on extra tasks, the praise is not merely recognition, but a tactic to gain compliance. People who use manipulative compliments often exaggerate or selectively highlight certain qualities, aiming to make the recipient feel obliged to reciprocate, either through actions or emotions. It can create a subtle power dynamic where the complimented person feels indebted to the compliment giver, sometimes without fully realizing it. For instance, if a person constantly hears, "No one could do this better than you," it may foster dependency and reluctance to challenge requests, even if they're burdensome. The effect of manipulative compliments can be damaging. While they may boost confidence temporarily, they often lead to confusion, decreased self-esteem, or feelings of being used when the real motives come to light. This type of flattery can erode trust in relationships, making people more guarded or skeptical of future compliments. To spot these, pay attention to patterns. Are compliments followed by requests? Do they seem overly tailored to appeal to specific weaknesses or desires? Recognizing manipulative compliments can help individuals set boundaries, value sincerity in interactions, and foster healthier relationships where kindness is given freely, not as a means to an end. Number 7. Reluctance to reciprocate. Reluctance to reciprocate, the hesitation or unwillingness to return a gesture, gift, or effort, often stems from a blend of social, psychological, and cultural influences. At its core, reciprocity is a fundamental social norm, creating balance and fostering cooperation in relationships by ensuring that favors, kindnesses, or resources are mutually exchanged. When someone is reluctant to reciprocate, it can signal discomfort with or resistance to this norm, sometimes due to fear of debt or obligation, a mismatch in relationship expectations, or prior negative experiences with perceived conditional generosity. For instance, in cultures or situations where gift-giving implies an expectation of equivalent return, people might feel burdened or pressured, leading to hesitation. Alternatively, a reluctance to reciprocate may indicate a preference for independence, as some individuals might shy away from forming connections that could imply reliance on others. This can be especially true for people with a strong desire for self-sufficiency, or for those who have been conditioned to view assistance as a potential loss of autonomy. Psychological factors, such as low self-worth or a lack of trust, can also inhibit someone from reciprocating. Those who feel unworthy of kindness may avoid returning gestures, fearing they might not be able to meet the giver's expectations. Additionally, individuals with trust issues might doubt the motives behind a generous act, questioning whether reciprocity could lead to further entanglement or manipulation. Ultimately, reluctance to reciprocate is complex, as it may reflect an individual's boundaries, fears, or preferences, rather than a lack of appreciation. Recognizing and respecting this reluctance allows space for healthier interactions, where people feel secure enough to engage without pressure, letting genuine, unforced reciprocity flourish. And there you have it, the 7 attitudes that reveal when someone might just be using you without genuine care. If any of these sound familiar, remember, it's not a reflection of your worth, but rather of their inability to appreciate you fully. Knowing these signs is the first step to protecting yourself. Don't be afraid to set boundaries and surround yourself with people who genuinely value and support you. After all, you deserve relationships that are built on mutual respect and kindness. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on more tips to help you thrive. Thanks for watching, and take care of yourself out there.